Today, I got the three biggest Bitcoin stories you need to know. Bitcoin just ripped back above $64,000, a 2% bounce after last week's ETFs bleeding. The SEC pulled its own crypto rulebook vote one day before it was supposed to happen, and nobody fully explained why. And strategy, the company that's bought more Bitcoin than anyone in the world, just made its smallest purchase in months. It's Tuesday, August 18. Bitcoin is sitting around $64,500. Bitcoin is trading around 64,150 to 64,500, up roughly 1 to 2% in the past 24 hours. After buyers defended the 62,600 to 63,000 support zone early this week. The bounce comes right after spot Bitcoin ETFs recorded more than 385 million in outflows last week. So this recovering is happening despite institutional money still heading for the assets. This is a genuine test of whether last week's start was just a pause or the start of something worse. Buyers stepping in exactly as support is a good sign technically, but ETF outflows overhang means this bounce is running on retail and short covering more than fresh institutional conviction. Reduce geopolitical tension, ease concerns around US Iran tension and Strait of Hormuz also helped risk appetite broadly, not just for Bitcoin. On August 13, the SEC abruptly pulled a scheduled vote on regulation crypto, a roughly 400-page proposal described as the most ambitious crypto rulemaking in the agency's 90 years history. It would have created a 5 million startup exception, a 75 million annual fundraiser exception, and a decentralization safe harbor, letting tokens exit securities classifications once their networks mature. The SEC's official reason, an unforeseen scheduling issue with no elaboration and no new date set. This lands at the worst possible time for regulators' clarity. The Senate already left for August recess without voting on the Clarity Act, pushing the next vote to September 15. And poly markets odds of passing in 2026 have crashed from 82% in February to just 60% now. On top of that, Commissioner Hester Pierce, who's led the ESC's crypto task force, just announced she's leaving in November, which might shrink the commission on to two members and complicate financing and major rule. Two separate regulatory pathways are now stalled at the same time, and that's left smaller crypto projects with no clear route to launch in the United States. Some have already relocated overseas. Strategy, the company formerly known as MicroStrategy and still the largest corporate Bitcoin holder on the world, bought 1,587 BTC last week for 100 million and an average price of 63,024 per coin. That brings its total stats to over 846,842 BTC, worth roughly around 64 billion in total cost basis. But the size of the buy is the real story. It's nearly the smallest purchase strategy has made all year. A sharp come down from the multi-billion dollar buys early in 2026. This isn't strategy losing conviction. Their playbook leans on preferred stock offerings, while their flagship stretch preferred shares are trading below their $100 per value right now, which limits how much they can raise that way. To make this purchase, they had to issue common stocks instead. 1.7 million new shares for 209 million they still say they got 25.7 billion in remaining insurances capacity and 1.1 billion in cash hands. So the buying power isn't over, but a shutdown from a company that's driven so much from Bitcoin's institutional demand narrative is worth watching. So here's where we stand. Bitcoin is back above 64,000, testing resistant. The SEC just froze its own landmark crypto boat, and strategies buying has slowed to its smallest pace of the year. What to watch out for next? Whether Bitcoin can clear 65,000 and if the SEC reschedules its vote before early September. Those are the three biggest Bitcoin stories. I'll see you tomorrow.